Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. Joseph's Gregory Terrace here for GPS Basketball Round 2. Today taking place against the Southport School. Both sides coming in last week with pretty convincing wins over their opposition. Obviously, we covered the game here at Terrace last week, and TSS had a very commanding win as well over Ipswich Grammar School. So two teams coming in nice and hot off round 1 wins. Set to be an exciting game. My name is Regan Baker, and I'm joined by Braden Hesselhurst. Braden, it should be a really good match.
Yeah, absolutely. Two of the heavyweights in the competition, two of the really guard-heavy teams. Not many bigs in both sides, but some run-and-gun basketball with some star-studded guard lineup. So it should be an exciting game today.
Yeah, definitely so. And obviously coming off a big game last week, really excited to see Phoenix Trago step back out onto the court as well. Hitting, I think we lost count after about 8 threes, probably off about 14 shots as well. So shooting at a really high clip. And, you know, it's going to be a big job for TSS to try and shut him down and make sure he doesn't go on that kind of scoring streak again.
Yeah, for sure. I think the key for TSS is limiting what Phoenix Trago and Paul Papakostas can do. I think if they can do that, they've got enough firepower offensively. You look at their lineup on the other side, they've got guards everywhere with firepower. They've got Ben Tweedy, Jalen Pittman in the starting lineup, and then you've got Indy Cotton, a young superstar coming off the bench with another state representative in Ash McGrath. So both teams, like I said, filled with guard talent today.
Yeah, definitely so. You know, two probably smaller teams than what we've seen in the GPS in previous years from both schools as well, to be honest. But it really should be a very, like you said, guard-heavy game. Lots of long-range shooters as well. You know, obviously the likes of Ben Tweedy can shoot a long shot. Jalen Pittman we've shoot from deep before as well. Same as, you know, Nikos Karathalopoulos. We've seen him hit some big ones as well from deep. So it's going to be an exciting game down both ends of the floor as we see TSS kick things off here, winning the jump ball. And not a great start there for TSS, turning the ball over on their first outing down the floor. So Gregory Terrace now going to have a run at the bucket to try and open the scoring. Ball going through the hands of Hunter Trago to start things here as he dishes off to Shaw. Looks to go to work inside. Great defense underneath, just getting the stop early on.
Immediately you see a little bit of a box-and-one from TSS with Jalen Pittman hugging Phoenix Trago to make sure he gets no airspace for those perimeter shots he made last week.
And TSS is doing a really great job now, moving the ball around the court. Great inside look there, just intercepted by Terrace. And so another offense there running without a goal for TSS. So just need to clean up those passes a little bit and just make sure they're protecting the ball. Yeah,
2 turnovers to start. Coach Anthony Petrie won't be too happy with that, but they're immediately getting into pick and roll actions, and I like that for TSS as you see Phoenix Trago go to the basket, but Terrace will remain with the ball. I think one area from last week I think Terrace weren't great at was guarding the pick and roll, and I think with this guard-heavy lineup of TSS, it's going to be a real strength for them today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, speaking of Coach Petrie, we should say award-winning Coach Petrie, named NBL 1 North Coach of the Year. So obviously doing a really fantastic job there as well. And these TSS boys are going to learn so much from having his leadership throughout this season. A turnover on that occasion from Gregory Terrace. So both teams just not doing a great job at the moment protecting the ball and, you know, letting a couple of wayward passes go out of bounds. So definitely something they're going to want to clean up as soon as possible in this match. TSS now look to go inside ball. Down underneath, the tallest player on the court, Jackson McCabe, couldn't quite get that one over the tight Terrace defense. As they get it now down into the corner, Trago hands it back up. Eventually, they're just going to pass it all the way around the outside. They're going to try and get it into the center. No, kick out. Laffin takes the three, and just like last week, Gregory Terrace are going to start shooting from deep.
And as we see the stereotypical first made bucket, we've got to do a sign to go with it. With the 3 boys, we see Tweedy answer straight back. That's his strength. Can't let him get going if you're Terrace, but we saw Corey Laffin get going last week for Terrace and hit some key threes, and he makes one early as well.
A lot of contact there, playing through here at the moment. TSS drives down the center of the floor. A lot of contact. That one's a block. Just couldn't quite get his feet in front in time. They're going to get that against number 9, Phoenix Trago. And once again, not a great start to Trago's campaign here, picking up a foul early on.
Was that on Phoenix or Paul?
I thought the referee signaled 9. Apologies, maybe it was number 10. Might have been Pups, yeah.
Yeah, I think
that makes
so.
a bit more
I think,
sense.
Watch out for that a lot early. I think one thing we've seen over the last 2 years is Paul and Phoenix Trago can get into foul trouble early, and I know they've gone into Jackson McCabe a couple of times early on back picks to the post, so watch for some action going to Paul Papakostas early.
Well, speaking of Papakostas, he goes to work straight away. Can't get that one to fall, but he's going to go to the line for a couple of freebies.
Yeah, really smart take there. Knows he has the speed advantage over Jackson McCabe and takes to the basket. If you're TSS there, you just need to give Paul a little bit of space, make him beat you from the perimeter.
An unlucky first free throw there from Papakostas, just bouncing off the front of the rim. Locked at 3 points apiece early here in the first quarter. Plenty of time still to come. Second one looked a little bit better, but it just managed to roll out as well. And Hunter Trago unable to get to the rebound in time, so TSS to bring the ball in now from the base. TSS 3-ball is up. That's off the front of the rim and into the pockets of Gregory Terrace. So they're going to go on the move now. Laffin, nice fake, drives left, has to hand it back to Hunter Trago though. Papakostas sets the screen, opens up Trago for a deep 2. That one's in and out. Papakostas, nice offensive rebound, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for another couple of freebies.
Yeah, just veteran play there from Paul Papakostas. TSS had the board there, but didn't secure it in a strong way, and Paul rips it straight out, gets the ball back for Terrace, and good on-ball screen there from Paul as well, able to flip the screen, get Hunter Trago a wide open mid-range.
Yeah, I thought for sure he'd be put on the line, but they're going to say it was on the rebound, not on the putback, but it works almost in Terrace's favor. I spoke too soon, Laffin. That looked all but in, rolling out at the last second. So TSS now is going to kick the ball back around now, controlling their offense, looking for that inside opportunity. Screen's been set by Karathalopoulos. Nice move underneath there for TSS. Jackson McCabe adding 2 to his tally. They take the early lead.
Yeah, hard switches on the on-ball screens there from Terrace, and Jalen Pittman able to do a great job of finding the roll, and Jackson McCabe for an easy layup.
Laffin doing a really good job here for Terrace as well. Just getting 2 feet down low, drew the contact, and he'll go to the line for a couple of freebies. That one goes against Karathalopoulos, so picks up his second personal foul.
Yeah, Laffin just is one of those players that just does a great job of being in the right place at the right time. It seems like, you know, when he needs to be available for a spot up 3, he's there. When he's, you know, sees an area for a cut, he's able to execute it and find his way to the basket. So just one of those players that does all the little things for Terrace, and had a great showing early on in this one.
Yeah, well, he's got all 5 of Terrace's points so far, so just doing a really great job. He had an impressive performance last week, you know, obviously backing up some of the bigger names like Phoenix Trago, but did a really good job. As we see TSS look to try and get another one to their tally as well. Unable to convert on that occasion either. Smooth ball now. Laffin has to dish it out. Gets it across to Shaw. Finds Laffin back down low in the corner. Great defense here from TSS. Shot clock down to 6 seconds, but a travel underneath by Hunter Trago.
Yeah, we've seen early TSS really done a great job of putting pressure on both Trago brothers. Hunter had it in the corner there, and TSS stayed with the trap and able to force the turnover.
Offense now being controlled by Pittman. He's got Phoenix Trago on him as he rolls to the bucket, kicks it back up to Jack Foley, and Foley hits a big triple.
That's going to be big for TSS today. Obviously, Terrace is going to be put a big focus on Tweedy and Pittman, and if they can find their teammates and they can knock down shots, it's going to open up some space for their star guards.
Nice hustle defensively there from TSS. Weren't rewarded with the steal, but forces Terrace into a low shot clock. They've got 4 seconds to fire. Papakostas steps into the 3. That's in and out. TSS 3 on 2 at the moment. Great hands by Papakostas. Has Hunter Trago up the floor. Trago can't make the first. There was contact up high on the head, so he's going to go to the line for a couple. Points count as well with the goaltend, so even better for Gregory Terrace. Couple of freebies.
Yeah, I thought that one was a goaltend. I saw him grab the net. I didn't see him make any contact from my end, so I think maybe a little confusion on that one, but we see early both teams, I think there's probably been 7 or 8 turnovers early on. Both teams really need to try and find their way and execute and keep hold of the ball. I think the first team that can do that will make a bit of a run in this first quarter.
Well, Hunter Trago makes the N1 play, and yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact on the back of his head just from the way he responded, but I missed the goaltend, so there you go. Between our 4 eyes, we eventually get the entire picture. See Terrace pulling down the defensive rebound there off the missed TSS shot. Got some pace to their offense now, gets it into the corner for Papakostas, but his 3 is well strong and straight into the pocket of McCabe.
Yeah, that one has to be an extra kick to Phoenix Trago at the top of the key there. The one time he was able to find some space, Terrace need to find him.
Nice inside offensive rebound there for McCabe. Gets the putback as well, adding 2 more to TSS total. Takes them to 10.
An area he can really dominate the game on the O-glass. We've seen, you know, Terrace across the last couple of years haven't really had the height to go with dominant big fellas, and even though TSS have great guards, Jackson McCabe's able to clean up on the offensive glass to start this one.
Couple of missed 3 balls in a row now for Gregory Terrace, but not going to be the same story for TSS. They continue to go to work underneath. Take their tally to 12.
And that right there, we see the air ball there from Phoenix Trago. That's what good pressure from the defense can do early on. Phoenix hasn't really got an open look. The first time he gets a little bit of space, it's too far out. He takes that, and unfortunately for him, it was an air ball.
TSS just move it back to the outside of the 3-point line before that nice drive down the center of the floor there for Jalen Pittman. Adds 2 more to TSS's total, and they've got themselves a healthy 6-point lead. Got 3.5 minutes here to play in the first. Phoenix Trago, nice step through. Couldn't get that one to land though. A little bit off his shot at the moment to start this first quarter. Hasn't got any points on the board. But I'm sure that is going to change in no time at all as we see TSS look to move the ball down into that right-hand corner. Plenty of traffic through. Pittman spins through, tries to get it inside, does eventually land where it wanted to go, and Indy Cotton puts it down for the and 1 possession.
Yeah, great recovery there from TSS. Indy Cotton able to grab the O-board and put that in with the foul. A great finish. Watch out for him today, Regan. One of the best young guards in the country for his age, so he's a superstar in the making.
Yeah, and you can see it there on the replay as well, just getting really great position down underneath. You know, perfect little assist as well, and finish through traffic. Goes to the line for the extra point, and just like that, you know, we've put ourselves now at an 8-point ball game with 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, I think early on, Terrace did a great job of containing the drives, especially from the likes of Tweedy and Pittman. And then recently, both of those guys have been able to find their way to the basket and able to create opportunities for themselves or opportunities for others, either, you know, from kick-outs or O-glass rebounds and stuff like that. So Terrace need to address that. On the other end, I think that's been a bit of a theme for Terrace, is sometimes they can be a bit panicked offensively. I think sometimes against the pressure of TSS, maybe just keep it simple. Let someone like Hunter Trago work out of on-balls, and he'll be able to create wide-open shots for people. So I think Matt Hamilton-Smith got some areas to improve on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like at the moment, you know, TSS has really been dominating this first quarter. Down both ends of the floor, they've done a great job of stopping the sharpshooters from Gregory Terrace from making those easy buckets. Phoenix Trago has been quiet because he's been relatively shut down. Paul Papakostas has been forced to take mostly 3-point shots rather than getting 2 feet in the paint. So defensively, TSS is doing a really good job at the moment of just forcing Terrace out of their comfort zone, and it's being reflected down the offensive end as well. You know, they're putting on that much pressure. They get the ball down the other end of the floor, move it well, get it through 3 sets of hands, and just like that, you know, they've got this 8-point lead, make that 9-point lead with that made free throw as well.
Yeah, I really like the set earlier on from Terrace, where they had a middle on-ball with Hunter Trago, and he's able to find his way to that sort of, as we see, an on-ball from his brother with a bit of a flare screen to get him open. And anytime Hunter's able to get to that foul line area, that's either a make or a wide open opportunity for someone else. So Phoenix Traeger with a great drive there. So some signs of life out of the timeout for Terrace.
Yeah, and a needed one for Phoenix as well. That'll do a lot for his confidence after being a little bit quiet in the first 7 minutes or so. But straight down the other end of the floor, and Ben Tweedy adds another 2 to just keep this lead at 9. Hunter Trago now dishes it out. Nice drive into the corner. Phoenix Trago. That one's well short and into the front of the rim. Nice save out of bounds, but it does just go straight into the hands of TSS. Nice shimmy move there. Didn't quite land the way he wanted it to. Trago down into the corner now. Ciolo hits the triple. That is exactly what Terrace would have been looking for.
Yeah, he did that last week too. Came on, I think hit 2 or 3 big threes to extend the gap against Toowoomba. So good signs there from Ciolo. If other people can hit, create space for the main guys from Terrace.
Nice drive through, kick out to the 3 ball, and a triple for TSS as well. It's going to be one of those games, I feel, where everything's just getting shot from outside.
Yeah, just need to be a bit more connected to someone like Tweedy there. I know it's he has a bit of a quick release compared to others, but can't let him get going from the perimeter.
Loss of control there on his way to the bucket. Ethan Sun just, couldn't quite get through the strong defense there of Jack Foley and lost the ball out of bounds. So 9-point ball game coming into the last minute of action here in the first quarter. See Tweedy just backing his way down into the keyway, takes the contact.
Whoa.
With quite literally the longest continuation call I think I've ever seen.
I don't think it was just that it was a longest continuation. He picked it up and dribbled it again, I believe. I thought it was a double dribble after the foul was called. So, if they travel or do something illegal after the call, then the continuation stops. So TSS get away with one there.
Yeah, they got away with a big one there, and nevertheless, Ben Tweedy goes to the line for the free throw. Didn't make it anyway, but still, look, there's always something interesting going on at GPS basketball. Such is life. Terrace will have an opportunity now to bounce back. Hunter Trago, nice fake, got Tweedy in the air, drove to the bucket, couldn't get the finish. And a technical foul against Gregory Terrace. Probably not the way they want to open this first quarter. Even Coach Peach isn't happy about that because it interrupted his players' drive down the center of the floor as well. So I can't imagine either team is overly happy about that technical foul, unfortunately.
What's the rule with that? Because it used to be that they let the fast break go and then called it.
It's very much open to interpretation, and it's up to the referee. If it was me still refereeing, there's no exact rule about when you call a technical foul. It is up to the referee's discretion. If it was me personally still in my career refereeing, I would wait to a stoppage in play. If it looked like the opposition team is going to make a run at the bucket or score or whatever it may be, the last thing you want to do is stop that momentum to call a technical foul on the other team, because that's just disadvantaging you. So I would wait personally. But you can't wait too long, because otherwise at coach's end, I was literally sitting down doing nothing, and you get into that situation of perception. The coach is sitting down when you call the technical foul 5 seconds later when nothing's going on and everyone throws their arms up going, he literally did nothing, not realizing it was 10 seconds ago. So a nice drive to the bucket there from Terrace, and just took a little bit of contact from Jack Foley. So going to go to the line for a freebie. Archie Marshall, typically quite a strong free throw shooter, and hits the first, getting nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, TSS just not executing well on that possession defensively. We saw it before with Paul Papakostas able to get to the rim, and Archie Marshall, not a renowned three-point shooter, and we're closing out, TSS were closing out really hard. So need to adjust their closeouts, make them beat him from the perimeter.
Two hands on Neil Tweedy there, so Archie Marshall picks one up just as quickly as he shot his free throws down the other end. And Tweedy going to go to the line for a couple of freebies. It is 5 team fouls down both ends of the floor.
Smart work from TSS. Obviously know the refs are a bit hot on any contact at the moment, and Tweedy, one of the most experienced players in this competition, basically an NBL1 standard player, able to get contact there on what I thought was pretty good defense, but he finds his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, and like you said, that's just good offense. That's just reading the play, reading the defense. And, you know, something that not a lot of young players can do is read the referees, which is super important to actually make sure, you know, you're working out how the game is being officiated, making sure you're making those right plays to get those fouls. So huge from Tweedy. A lot of contact down there underneath. Sorry, I was trying to focus on too many things at once. And they're going to get that one. Looks like Tweedy's going to go to the line for a couple more free throws as well. Again, I thought that was pretty good defensive position, and Tweedy went over the top of him. But nevertheless, Tweedy going to go to the line for a couple of extra freebies. First one goes down.
I think in this last minute or so, I think any contact from Terrace is kind of been called after that text. So that's a bit of the thing you got to watch out to with text, is refs can sort of respond and be a bit hot on your team's contact.
Corner three ball is up from Ciolo. He don't care what's being called. He's going to shoot the lights out of this match. Hitting a big triple to take it to 18-27. We'll have a look at it again on the replay. If we can keep up, there we go. Ball is up and down. So nice three-point shot there from Ciolo to close out that first quarter. And yeah, interesting match, Braden, to start things up here. 18-27. Big advantage for TSS early on. You know, they lead by as much as 9 so far in this quarter. Terrace, you know, feeling a little bit hard done by. They're, you know, letting it impact their game a little bit, but hopefully that three from Ciolo is going to raise the morale and see them fight back again in this second quarter.
Yeah, he's been huge, I think, the last couple of weeks. You know, last week hit some massive threes when they needed it early on in that game when Toowoomba were pushing, and has come out here and he's got, you know, 6 of the 18 points from downtown. So again, those contributions you can get from those bench guys and role players are huge. So you look at Terrace, after that quarter, you probably didn't play too well. You're only down 9. On the other hand, Terrace, again, still I don't think played that well. I think they got some areas to improve on, but they just did a smart job of forcing their way to the basket. And then when the refs got a bit hot on the contact from Terrace, they just did a good job of getting their way to the free throw line. And Ben Tweedy and Jalen Pittman able to push this lead out to 9. So some areas for both teams to improve on, but I feel TSS just a little bit more controlled in that first quarter.
Yeah, plenty of work to be done on Terrace's side of things, but you know, TSS has had a pretty good run at it to open things up here. It's just going to be a matter of whether they can continue at that same pace or whether things are going to slow down a little bit for them now. They've obviously got the hot hands, so we'll have to see how this second quarter goes, but I can't imagine Terrace is going to let that first quarter impact them too much, as we can see a little bit of a conversation going on between the referee and obviously Coach Matt Hamilton-Smith. I'm sure about that technical foul and a couple of fouls that followed that were interesting. We'll call it that. So, look, first quarter over and done with. Second one now underway. Let's wait and see how Gregory Terrace come out fighting in quarter number 2. They trail by 9. Papacosta's strong drive to the bucket, but plenty of good defense there from Ben Tweedy. Gets the stop. Tried double teaming the ball carrier, but they're going to sort of pull back, let TSS get it over the half. Tweedy now kicks it down into the corner. It's going to be an offensive foul with the hook.
Yeah, interesting situation for TSS. They don't have many bigs apart from Jackson McCabe, who's now on the bench. So basically a 5-guard lineup and have to try and find some offense and some screeners out of their guards. So Ash McGrath just gets called for the moving pick on that one, as we see Terrace with a turnover as well. So both teams with turnovers out of the break, neither coaches will be very happy.
Yeah, it's not a great start. 30 seconds in and 2 turnovers from both teams. So not exactly the start you would want if you're either of the coaches, but you know, that's the reality of basketball. Sometimes it happens.
Too easy on the players there, Reeves.
So I'm not a coach, let's be real. Oh, great hands there from Terrace. Didn't get the stop in the end, though, as Tweedy hits a big triple. He is on fire, taking his tally alone to 16.
Again, much like Phoenix Trago down the other end, you can't give Ben Tweedy space, especially when he's made a couple in a row. So TSS able to find Tweedy, who's made a couple, and he knocks another tough one down.
Yeah, good job of keeping the ball in there for TSS as Tweedy spins to the bucket. The spin cycle doesn't work for him though. Can't get it to hit the bottom of the net. It's Laffin now, sort of in control of the offense. Gives it up to Ciolo. Papakostas wants to drive. Has to kick it back out though. Ciolo, lots of contact. Gets it into the corner. 3-ball is up and strong. Papakostas down low. Adds 2 to the tally for Terrace. But straight back to work down the other end. TSS do the deed as well. Indy Cotton now taking his tally to 5.
Great job from Paul Papakostas getting a bucket off the O boards, but that's a coach killer. Often make TSS able to push it down the other end and score within 4 seconds.
Contact on Laffin with the and one play. Managed to get it to fall down. Called against Angus Wilkie. So Laffin going to go to the line for the extra freebie. 22-32, 10 points the advantage for TSS at the moment.
And Terrace just coming up with some plays that are sort of keeping this game within reach at the moment. We saw Paul Papakostas with the O board and then Laffin there with a nice drive and M1. So need to be able to get some stops and slow down this high-powered TSS offense.
Tweedy just feeling hot, takes a deep 3. That one's off the front of the rim though and straight into the pocket of Laffin. He finds Trago. Trago can't convert. TSS defensive rebound again. Move the ball down the floor at pace. A lot of contact underneath and they get the charge.
Yeah, good defense there, I believe, from Hunter Trago, able to stay in front. Maybe turned his body a little bit on the contact, but puts his body on the line, gets the turnover for Terrace. That's what you need to do in transition defense against, a paced offense like TSS. Well, put your body in front, make them see bodies so they can't get any easy opportunities in transition.
Papakostas drives to the bucket, does just take an extra step underneath though, getting called for the travel. So again, TSS defense, typically speaking, still remaining pretty strong underneath. They're really doing a good job of keeping Terrace out from scoring any easy buckets underneath.
Yeah, there's opportunities there for especially Papakostas. I think he's finding his way to the basket. Just needs to be able to go off 2 feet on balance and make the most of that opportunity against smaller defenders.
Yeah, another turnover here for TSS as well. Laffin behind the back, kicks it out. They get it into the corner. It's Trago to Trago, and Phoenix finishes underneath. Tweedy takes the screen. He thought about the 3 for a second, decides to go inside instead. Nice drive, offensive rebounds, absolutely killing Terrace. And a nice finish there from Jackson McCabe. And not to be outdone, Paul Papakostas goes down the other end of the floor and adds 2 to his tally as well.
It's like a bit of tennis action at the moment as we see McCabe on the offensive rebound get an M1. It's a bit like Wimbledon this past week, Regan. It's up and down, up and down, up and down to start this second quarter. But again, if you're Terrace, you're starting to find your way offensively by attacking the basket. You need to get some stops. They've played all right defense, but then Jackson McCabe just able to finish second chance opportunities. And the worst thing you can do as a smaller team is just leave whoever your biggest player is one-on-one with their biggest player. You need all 5 people on the board so you can try and get that rebound and push down the other end. So it needs to be a team effort there on the boards from Terrace.
Well, 27-36 is the score. It's a 9-point lead again for TSS. Great steal here from Terrace. Hunter Trago all the way down and converts for 2 more.
Yeah, putting a bit more pressure on those on-ball screens, really going at Jalen Pittman and Ben Tweedy with those traps. Now they're in a 2-3 zone, so Terrace now with some momentum.
We've got a very vocal Gregory Terrace crowd in here tonight as well. There was a lot of contact underneath on that occasion. So it looked like, there you go, you can see it on your screen. Phoenix Trago definitely thought that was an over the back, but didn't get called that way by the officials. So there's a block up high from McCabe. Hunter Trago still able to maintain possession of it though. 10 seconds on the shot clock now as Hunter goes inside, rolls that one off the front of the rim into the hands of Laffin, who gets fouled up high.
Yeah, great job there from Laffin again, just finding himself in the right place at the right time. Jackson McCabe there just needed to stay straight up. I think he came down with the hands. That's a great call from the referee, and then frame that audio because you don't hear me say that very much, Regan, but a great call from the ref and an excellent effort there from Corey Laffin.
Yeah, and I think, just looking at it again on the replay a moment ago, I think McCabe did a pretty good job of keeping his hands up straight. He was just moving forward and into Laffin, plant your feet, mate. Like, you're the tallest player on the floor. Like, all he's got to do is just, keep those hands up straight. Doesn't necessarily have to move or try and force anything out of it. So I think that's where he got done. Ben Tweedy, 3-ball is up and down, continues his dominance from deep, taking his tally to 19 of TSS's 39. Hunter Trago step through, finds the extra pass underneath to Papakostas, who puts it down.
Again, I love playing through your main creators, and Hunter Trago able to find his way to the paint, create a wide open layup there from Paul Papakostas. Terrace being able to change things up defensively and cause a bit of disruption for TSS's offense as well.
McCabe tries to land one there, couldn't quite get it to fall. A great little jump in court there from Hunter Trago to save that loose ball. Papakostas dances his way through, it's blocked up high, gets it to Phoenix Trago. Shot is off, but great offensive rebounds here for Terrace. Hunter Trago, pull up, jump shot. Off the back of the rim, Laffin, an offensive rebound, and it goes down. The shot clock went off, but it definitely hit the rim. Referees just going to come together to discuss, but absolutely should have been a 24-second reset.
Definitely the right call there. I know
Yeah.
Coach Anthony Petrie not happy with it, but the previous shot definitely hit the ring from Hunter Trago.
Yeah, you can see it there. 2 seconds on the shot clock. It definitely hit. So
not only did it definitely hit, it bounced off about 2 meters. But again, Corey Laffin in the right place at the right time, and he's been massive for Terrace to be able to reduce this deficit to just 4 points.
a lot of contact underneath there. Foul called, so TSS going to go to the line for a couple of freebies. They've given that one against Paul Papakostas as well. I think that'll be his third personal potentially, so he's going to go and take a break immediately on the bench.
I think we've seen that a couple of times from Terrace. They've been in the right position with help defense. I think even the one that Hunter Trago got away with the offensive foul just turned before contact, and I think that's what Paul Papakostas did then. And the right call there from the ref, and Indy Cotton goes to the line and makes 2. So Terrace doing a good job being there. They just need to stay straight and be able to take that charge.
Well, the lead has closed down to 6 now after those made free throws. Phoenix Trago thought about the 3, but shuffles his feet, lost possession. Great defense there from Jack Foley. Just got in front and forced Phoenix to reconsider his pass and cause that turnover.
Yeah, he's been really good too. I think made some crucial baskets early for TSS and done a really good job defensively. So big contributions there from Jack Foley.
Another foul underneath here from Terrace. So TSS just going to continue heading to the line for free throws. It's going to be Tweedy on the line this time.
Yeah, really good offensive execution there from TSS against the zone. Normally your guards are on the perimeter, but you want your best decision makers in that sort of short corner high post area. And even though he's made a couple of shots from the perimeter, Ben Tweedy goes in that sort of high post area and able to get his way to the basket and force a foul from Terrace. So great job there from TSS.
And no surprises, Tweedy makes both, taking a tally to 43 now for TSS with 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Shaw dishes the ball out to Xavier Reeves, dribble handoff to Phoenix Trago, who goes down the center of the lane and flicks someone off the glass. Can't get it. Put back. Eventually does land through the hands of Hunter Trago.
Both teams unable to do a great job on the defensive boards. Terrace able to get going, much like TSS were early in this quarter.
Both teams doing a really good job of crashing those offensive rebounds. Yeah, just
because no one's boxing out, Reeves.
I mean, you're 100% correct. Like, literally no one is boxing out. And it's happening on both ends of the floor, which is really surprising to see because typically, you know, teams have been pretty good at boxing out, getting defensive rebounds. But this time, I don't know what it is. Neither team just seems to be wanting to crash those D-boards and giving the second chance opportunities. We saw it just then for TSS. And, you know, from Gregory Terrace, when you're down, you really can't be letting those kind of opportunities go wanting.
Tweedy again off the baseline. Out of bounds set there from TSS. Again, great execution. Terrace need to be able to do a better job of finding the main shooter from TSS. Almost said Gold Coast there.
Hunter Trago finds the bottom of the net with that long two. His tally now at 9. TSS look to go inside. Great defense from TSS, fighting to get the rebound, just couldn't quite get there in time, so TSS ball.
Again, that's what you're happy with, though. I know they didn't get the defensive rebound, but multiple bodies going after the board, able to deflect it, make sure it's not a clean offensive rebound for a layup there for Jackson McKay.
Great steal here from Gregory Terrace. Might have turned it over straight away, though. No, they did manage to keep it in. No, it is going to be a turnover. Jump ball favors TSS. So they did everything right there, Gregory Terrace. They fought hard to try and get the steal, but just a little bit too ambitious and passed it away straight away. Tweedy unable to connect on that occasion. Another offensive rebound to the tally for Ash McGrath. Gets it back up to the top of the three with Tweedy. Screen opens up the lane and way too easy, as you said.
Yeah, we saw it last week when James Nugent was able to get going for Toowoomba. Terrace really struggled to contain the hot offensive player there from their opponents, and Ben Tweedy's able to be dominant in this first half of TSS.
Phoenix Trago, step back triple. Gets knocked to the floor, rebounded by TSS. Tweedy on the move. Finds his way inside, can't get that one to land off the rim. Gregory Terrace now coast to coast. Phoenix Trago lands one through contact.
Yeah, we often see it when you miss a layup down one end, it often turns into another layup down the other end. So great job from Terrace, able to push there in transition, execute.
Contact on that drive to the bucket from Tweedy.
I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here and say Anthony Petrie, coach of the Gold Coast NBL1 team. Ben Tweedy plays QSL 1 with Gold Coast. I'm going to say Ben Tweedy's taken some moments and some skills off Jason Kadee with these ability to create fouls and get to the free throw line, because the way he's played this, especially in the second quarter when Terrace have been in foul trouble and at the end of the first, it's just been sort of veteran play, and he's done a really good job of that for TSS. And Terrace need to be aware of that, because right now he's getting free opportunities from the charity stripe. Well,
he's putting points on like Jason Kadee as well. We're only halfway through this game, and he's already got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27 points in one half.
What about the quick maths from Regan Baker?
Oh, mate, you know, I'm doing the old chopstick counting system. I can't read my own writing, so I had to do it manually. A big 3-ball there towards the later half of this first half. Laffin has been doing everything for Gregory Terrace. His tally's up to 15. Gregory Terrace now sends the crowd wild. Nice drive. That one's off the glass, though. A lot of contact underneath. Both teams starting to get pretty heated and agitated in this one. We'll have a look at it again. You can see the drive there from Shaw. Dished it off. A lot of contact. Ball ends up obviously completely accidental, but you know, boys will be boys, as they always do say.
What about the defense there from Denver Lowley? Obviously just came on his first minutes in the game, gets a well-earned rest at the moment, but isolated against, I believe it was Ben Tweedy, who's already on 27 points, able to pick his pocket and create this opportunity from Terrace. So those type of contributions are invaluable from your bench players, and great minutes there from Lowley.
As we see Shaw step up to the line for a couple of freebies, unable to convert that first one. Second one looks short, it is. And TSS come up with the defensive rebound. Under a minute to play now in the first half. TSS narrowly keeping themselves in front. It's 44 plays 49. As we see TSS shoot one into the top of the backboard.
Yeah, Ash McGrath's missed a couple early on, but that's what he does. He's a great three-point shooter, so if you give him those looks, he'll eventually knock one down, as we see Matthew Hamilton-Smith looking to call a time here and get a good offensive set with just 30 seconds left, only down 5. So I think Terrace has been really good to get this game back to 5 points and with a chance to put it within one basket. I think, like I said with Denver Lowley, the contributions from some of the role players have been awesome. Like Corey Laffin already had 15 points, been really good on the O boards and defensively as well. So TSS doing a good job of just working their way back into this game, I think, through their hustle and defense.
Well, it's an interesting timeout with 30 seconds to play. 5-point ball game.
I expect, being the experienced coach Anthony Petrie is, I expect him to not let Terrace be able to get into something offensively, either zone or some pressure out of the timeout to try and disturb Terrace's rhythm. So it'll be interesting to see if Terrace have a counter for that as well.
Apologies, we're just having some minor internet issues at the moment. We're just trying to get those ones sorted out, hence why I was a little bit quiet, just trying to get things fixed there. So if you are experiencing a little bit of buffering, we do apologize for that. We'll get that sorted as quickly as we possibly can. As we see Gregory, Terrace bring the ball back in here for the last 30 seconds of the half. 3 ball is up and off the front of the rim. No good on that occasion.
As I mentioned, TSS able to get the stop out of that timeout by going to that 3-2 zone. And Tweedy unable to get that layup to go, but good defense down the other end, and Terrace with 5 seconds to try and find a bucket here to close out the half.
Hunter Trago tries to go to work to close out the half. Couldn't quite get there. 44 plays 49. A 5-point ball game coming into the halftime. It's been a great contest down both ends of the floor. We're going to take a quick break as well, and I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We will try and get that internet problem sorted out, but stick with us. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with plenty more GPS First 5 action in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second half getting ready to take off here at the Campbell Centre at Gregory Terrace. 44 plays 49. An impressive first half here for the Southport School. They only lead by 5 over Terrace, though, who did a really great job to come back towards the later half of that second quarter. So we'll get this one underway and see how it unfolds. Braden, it should be a really good contest here in the second half.
Yeah, again, much like last week, a tale of two halves that first half. So TSS had much of the running in that first quarter, and then Terrace able to answer back, I think, mostly through their defensive pressure. I think they increased the activity and that allowed them to get out and transition. As we see, Jalen Pittman starts the quarter off with an and-one. Not a great start there from Terrace, but I think Terrace got back into their game through their activity on the defensive end, able to create some turnovers, some bad shots, and get out and run, get some easy opportunities on the offensive end. So be interesting to see what both teams come out with. We see TSS go straight into a 2-3 zone. For the most part in that first half, they did a good job of Phoenix Trago because of the pressure. Now you're going back into a 2-3 zone. Be interesting to see if they can still find Phoenix and keep them off the three-point line.
Yeah, well, let's see what Gregory Terrace can do to respond here, because they're going to really want to start this third quarter hot. Unable to get a conversion on their first run at the bucket, though. TSS just looking for those opportunities now, doing a good job of just moving the ball around the top of that three-point line, looking for that drive down the center. A lot of contact up high, and Laffin will pick up the foul. No, apologies. They actually ended up giving that through to Ciolo. No, not Ciolo.
We'll just say it's on Terrace.
Yeah.
But again, I thought early on in the game, TSS were able to do some damage through pick and roll, and then Terrace switched it up and went more aggressive and were able to sort of stifle Jalen Pittman and Ben Tweedy off those pick and rolls in the second quarter. Then we see early on that pick and roll, Terrace again laying back a little bit and able to, not able to contain the drive. So interesting change-ups there from the coaching staff, but I think Terrace need to go back to pressuring that a bit more.
Yeah, foul there I think was actually on Hunter Trago, as Terrace now look to continue chipping away. They can't do it on that occasion though. TSS, nice run down the floor. That one doesn't land for Tweedy. Jacob Shaw just managing to keep the ball in the field of play. Gets it up to Trago. Trago looks to drive. Penetration, handed back out. Hits the bucket. A lot of contact on that the referees are continuing to let play through. Phoenix Trago now dishes it off to Hunter Trago, and Hunter puts it down for 2.
Yeah, that's the way they did it in that second quarter. All their pressure was inside the paint, and we see then a great drive from Hunter Trago, able to find his brother cut into the basket.
Terrace just setting up their offense now as the shot clock rolls down to 7 seconds. Reverse layup, no good, over the top of the rim. TSS, Tweedy tries to attack the rim, has to dish it out. It was a great defense there from Terrace. They eventually get it inside. McCabe couldn't get that one to land. Terrace now back on the attack. They haven't scored in a little while now. They really need to find something as Shaw. Can't get that one to land either.
Yeah, good drive there from Jacob Shaw. I think, again, coming off their defense, able to force the tough shot. And more importantly, Terrace doing a much better job with, multiple bodies going after the defensive boards and able to push in transition. I'd like to see Jacob Shaw there. They're not really guarding him on the perimeter. I'd like to see him either pull up for a mid-range jumper, a floater, or shoot that 3. I know he got away with it with the foul and going to the free throw line, but if Terrace can just stay straight up, TSS can stay straight up, that would probably end up in a transition down the other end. So we'd love to see Shorey pull up for a jump shot on that one.
Nice drive down the center of the floor there for Tweedy. Adds 2 to his tally. The first for him in this half.
How many times have we seen that, either a miss for Terrace or even a make, and TSS able to go down the other end and get a layup within 4 seconds. As we see Laffin with another mid-range jumper, he takes his tally, I think, to 17 now, Reed, so he's doing a great job as we see another layup after a make there from TSS. They're coach killers. Your transition defense needs to be better if you're Terrace.
Well, Terrace going to try and get one from the corner. Huge swat up high there from Karathalopoulos.
Mate, he's been huge to start this third quarter.
Yeah, he's had a great performance. He really is he's a great energy man. He just comes in, does his thing, brings a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and he's got a bit of height to him as well. He's a stocky boy, but he can absolutely get up.
Yeah, 2 times he's blocked a jump shot, so you don't see that very often, as we see Papakostas with a layup for Terrace.
Down TS end now, and the gap has closed back down to 6. See McCabe try and get 2 feet in the paint, dishes it off to Foley, who puts one down for 2.
What about the handles from the big fella? Goes through the legs and find his teammate cutting to the basket. As we see Phoenix Trago hit a 3 from the corner. So a bit of up and down action to start this third quarter.
Yeah, we haven't seen a 3 from Trago yet, so nice to see him starting to find the hot hand, put that one down. He's now on 9. We see his brother, Hunter Trago, dish it out to Papakostas. He tries to get into the key, takes a deep shot and a travel, unfortunately, for Papakostas.
Yeah, great defense there from Jackson McCabe, but I spoke about it earlier. TSS gone away from that pressure on Phoenix Trago and that man-to-man pressure going more to a zone, and that's going to be hard to try and find a shooter like Phoenix Trago, and we see him able to get going with that corner 3. So got to be wary of that. Can't let him get hot, because as we saw last week, he can take the game away from you if you're TSS.
Well, 5-point ball game, so nothing's changed in the first 4 minutes here of this third quarter. Both teams doing a pretty good job of just continuing to attack the bucket, but it's a locked heat at the moment. The only real difference was TSS's first quarter. They really came out firing, and it's pretty much been an even contest since that first 5 minutes. It's TSS bring it in from the out-of-bounds play. Ball settles with Pittman, eventually finds Tweedy. 2 feet in the paint. That's a little bit too easy for Ben Tweedy.
Yeah, TSS going to that same offensive action where they get cutters across the free throw line and then look to find Tweedy cutting from the low block to the high post, and he's able to do damage there as we see Hunter miss a 3-point shot for Terrace.
Yeah, and it landed straight in the pocket of Tweedy, so an easy defensive rebound to his tally. Nice inside look. Pittman hands it one off to McCabe. McCabe throws down the 2-hand jam, taking the lead up to 7 now for TSS. We'll have a look at the jam again from a different angle. We see that nice little dish-off pass inside. Extra one there, and up he goes. Nice moves there from TSS.
Yeah, and ref killed the excitement by giving him a hanging on the rim warning. I never got one of those in my playing career, Reegs.
Neither did I, actually. Yeah. No, we were good boys. We never hung. Mostly because we could never touch it, but that's not the point.
That's worth 1 more point from the 3-point line, mate.
That is true. That is true. I mean, I couldn't hit those either, to be honest. I could hit the floor. That was about it. My job was getting in front, playing defense, taking charges. Couldn't hit a bucket to save my life.
Yeah, never played much of that, mate. But just great ball movement there from TSS. Again, all through Ben Tweedy, found Karathalopoulos on the baseline, and he, really good extra pass there to Jackson McCabe, was able to find his way and play above the rim and get that dunk there. So TSS with a mini run here. We got to 54-59. 4-0 run pushes it out to 9. So good timeout from Matt Hamilton-Smith. Get that timeout in before it gets to that double-digit margin. Just seems to be a little bit of a psyche thing when as a trailing team, when you see a team get out to double digits, it has a bit of an impact, and you think the lead is sort of larger than it is. So a great time out there from Terrace, and we'll see if they can answer out of it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of stopping TSS going on these scoring runs, which they've done throughout this match, and all of a sudden Terrace is just continually playing catch-up. It was back down to a 4-5 point game not that long ago. All of a sudden we're now back up at 9. So, if Terrace can just continue working on their defense more than anything, offensively they're doing a pretty good job. They're sharing the ball well. There's multiple scorers in double digits. It's just a matter of stopping TSS getting 2 feet in the paint, finding a way to stop Ben Tweedy from touching the ball. If they can do that and stop the streaks, they'll find themselves back in this game a little bit easier.
Again, Paul Papakostas dominating the O-boards as we see Tweedy pull up for 3. Can't get that to go. But great layup there from Papakostas down the other end. Used the rim as protection. Gets to the other side on the reverse layup. Able to close the deficit to 7.
Almost a steal there for Pittman. Just couldn't quite get 2 hands on it. Terrace looked to go inside to Papakostas. He hands it back to Laffin, and Laffin, with the continuing hot hands, adds another 2.
19 now for Laffin. He's been huge for Terrace. Really kept him in this game, to be honest, and a great find there from Papakostas as well.
3 ball is up and short in the front of the rim there from Foley. TSS, a little bit of a loose scramble for the rebound. Eventually get it back. Nice pass over the top. Great defense from Trago. McCabe unable to convert. Ball eventually rebounded. So it was Karathalopoulos that got the rebound. McCabe tried. Foley inside now. Ball's there with McCabe and the charge.
What a possession there. We saw
everything.
Alley-oops to ourselves. We saw a spin move where we fell to the ground. It looked like an M1 mixtape. And then we see a charge. So Terrace able to keep him out there. Bit of a helter-skelter possession there from TSS. But Terrace able to get the stop and try and cut into this five-point deficit.
Yeah, it was a strong defensive possession there from Terrace just to continue keeping TSS out. But again, you know, they needed to work a little bit harder to try and get those offensive rebounds. And they've turned it over straight away now, sending TSS back down their end of the floor. And they make them pay. Tweedy getting 2 more.
Yeah, it seems like anytime Terrace get on a run, it's either Jalen Pittman or Ben Tweedy able to stem the flow and find their way to the basket. So great drive there from Tweedy. As we see TSS stick with this 2-3 zone, and a couple of the youngsters in Indy Cotton and Ash McGrath back on for TSS.
Papakostas tries to go inside again, but great defense there from McCabe. Forces the drive. A nice little 2-handed there from Logan Ciolo. Closes the gap back to 5. 3 minutes to play here in the third.
Much like TSS did in that first quarter against Phoenix Trago, Terrace going to a box and 1 against Ben Tweedy with Ethan Sun, but he's still able to find his way to the basket there. That's just pure experience and talent there from Ben Tweedy.
Yeah, he's got 10 in this half so far, so doing a really great job just continuing to dominate across both ends of the floor. Hunter Trago couldn't land that shot. Pittman now gets 2 feet in the paint and adds a nice little one there. And these are the runs that I was talking about, Braden. You know, Terrace fought their way back to within 5, and just like that, they turned the ball over twice, and now we're back to a 9-point disadvantage.
Yeah, really, it's transition D and turnovers killing Terrace as we see Hunter Trago, much like the first half, of a bit of a scrappy possession, able to find his way to the basket for an M1. Needs to knock this down to try and stem the flow a little bit, but Terrace are right in this game, but it's turnovers killing them as well as transition defense. If they can address those 2 areas, you know, they're right in with a shot of taking this lead. But at the moment, when you give people like Jalen Pittman and Ben Tweedy easy opportunities to try and attack the basket, it's going to be hard for your defense.
Well, Hunter Trago made the and 1 possession. 63-69 at 6 points at the moment. Terrace still a little bit of work to do. We're just over 2 minutes to play.
Great set there from TSS, finding McCabe underneath the basket. Terrace in that box and 1, and straight away TSS go and use Ben Tweedy as a screener where there's not going to be any help. And Pittman able to find his way to the basket and get his teammate an open layup.
Long shot there, no good for Logan Ciolo. Looked clean out of the hands, but just a little bit too strong. Tweedy dishes the ball out now. Cotton swatted up high. Gregory Terrace on the run. Nice fast-paced action there as Phoenix Trago adds 2 more.
Yeah, great defense there. Didn't go for the block initially, just stayed straight up. Unfortunately gets the block there. That looked like a bit of a charge to me, but Hunter Trago staying up on that previous possession and then gets the block at the end, and then a great pass, able to find his brother in transition for the layup and lead back to 6.
Yeah, we just tried to see whether we actually had it on the replay. Unfortunately, we're still just following the other Trago down the floor, but it definitely looked like good defense as well. So a little bit unfortunate there for Gregory Terrace not to get the charge. They're doing a good job to fight their way back into this one, though. 6 points is the disadvantage at the moment. It'll be team fouls as well, so we're going to go to the line for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, big call. I think Hunter Trago, that was his...
We're not doing free throws, but it's 5 team fouls, so not overly sure. A little bit of confusion on the floor with the referees as well. The last shot definitely should have been 2 free throws. A little bit of confusion out on the court. We got another foul call. I missed who that extra one was on. I was too busy trying to keep track of what was going on in the back end when play restarted.
I think it went back to the previous one. I think that was the 5th one, and they missed that it was 2 shots.
Yeah. Well, because I swear I saw the referee call another foul though, so I'm not overly sure what the situation is. But anyway, Tweedy made 1 of 2 free throws, taking it to 65-73. See a big triple there from Ciolo, just continuing to dominate from deep.
That is the 5th or 6th time that Terrace have been able to score, and then TSS have gone down the other end and scored back with a layup within 4 seconds. And you just can't let that happen against a team like TSS. It's going to be too hard for your defense. As we see Ethan Sun find his way to the basket for a layup. And again, TSS looking to push. And Ben Tweedy again with another layup within 4 seconds. Terrace transition defense really poor here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing to see. They do all the work down the offensive end, and then they just let TSS waltz into the keyway and make some easy buckets. So it's a little bit unfortunate that they haven't been able to stop those penetrations, especially after they've done all the hard work down the offensive end. They are going to go to the free throw line now for a couple of shots. It's Xavier Rees. Did the nice work underneath, got himself inside. He'll go to the line. Rees makes the first. His first points of the evening as well.
Of the evening?
Half. Oh, mate.
1:27 evening.
It was a bit of a late night last night. I went to Cirque du Soleil on ice with my partner and parents, so feels like evening. I'm a little bit tired after a late night at the entertainment center. Rush 3 ball there from TSS. Didn't quite land from Tweedy. Also, I think may have twisted his ankle by standing on the assistant coach's foot from Terrace.
Roger Smith, one of the best defenders to ever play in the NBL, and he's keeping that defense going, even when he's an assistant coach.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for Tweedy. He didn't look overly impressed by it. Just took that 3 ball, and as he was sort of stumbling backwards, just might have done a little bit of a twist of the ankle on Roger Smith's foot. But nonetheless, still out on the floor, still pushing through it. 71-77. Not long left in this quarter at all as we see the ball kick down into the corner. Drive is there. Xavier Rees goes to work. Can't get it to land. Hustles for the offensive rebound. Can't quite get it off in time, though, and that does it for quarter number 3. 71-77. The Southport School gain 1 up on Gregory Terrace in that quarter. It was a 5-point lead. It's now 6, so still a tightly fought contest, Braden.
Yeah, I think apart from the first couple of minutes, I thought Terrace were the better team in that 3rd quarter, but they just weren't able to, do the simple things defensively to make the most of their runs. I think right now it should be level or even Terrace with a slight lead, but every time they were able to execute offensively, TSS just went down the other end and scored within 4 or 5 seconds, which is just a big no-no. As a team in transition D, you need to make people work for their shots. And if you're TSS, you're really happy. You got a 6-point lead, didn't play that well, can improve a lot defensively. So I think a bit of a missed opportunity in that 3rd quarter for Terrace.
Yeah, definitely so. They do all the hard work offensively, and like you said, they just continue to let TSS go on those runs. And offense alone does not win a basketball game. They need to put on some more defensive pressure. They need to not, celebrate those buckets as much and not get back and play defense. You do all the hard work, you get the reward of getting the ball through the bottom of the net. Bust your ass, get back, put your 2 feet in the paint. Don't let Ben Tweedy just dance his way from halfway down the center of the floor and put 2 in. Like, he's a quality player, and like you said, probably an NBL 1 North level player. So you can't just let him do that. You know, you need to be able to double team. If you're going to set up a zone, you've got to have that help defense coming in. He's probably worthy of a double team at this point in time. He's one of only 2 players on the side in double digits. So, you know, you just got to play better defense than that.
Yeah, 2 things you look to do in transition is locate the ball and slow it down, and then get home and protect the basket. I don't think Terrace is doing either right now. So a bit of a trouble with going to a zone too. You don't really match up, so you're just running back without slowing the ball down. So Terrace need to improve here. If they can improve in that, riding with the shot of taking this game out.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to win if they can't stop Ben Tweedy. He's on 42 points so far in this match, so he's done a pretty impressive effort across the board. So they need to be able to get 2 feet in front of him as he once again gets in the paint. You know, there's not much more you can do about that. He had the double team. He still managed to make the bucket and get the N1 possession as well.
Again, that's where I'm saying, you know, NBL 1 standard player as far as, you know, we saw some veteran play in that first half, able to draw fouls and get his way to the free throw line. And then I think just the patience he had, you know, get rid of the double team, use some fakes when he gets to the keyway, and then use that step through and find his way to the line. So great move there from Ben Tweedy. Of course, the son of the great Rockhampton coach, Neil Tweedy.
Was Neil ever a player himself?
Yes, definitely.
Illegal screen called here against TSS. Ben Tweedy not looking overly happy with that one. Gregory Terrace coming down with the advantage after the call. They trail by 8. Unable to get the 3 ball in that first shot. Archie Marshall gave it a good crack. Phoenix Trago is going to have a crack. That's off the front of the rim as well. Tweedy's going to fire a triple of his own. That one's off as well. Nice rebound inside. Couldn't quite keep the handles on it, but it was a good hustle there for Jack Foley.
I know he's got 42 and that was a heat check, but I think he had 2 teammates inside the keyway there. Probably could have found his way to the basket, but TSS able to keep the ball and with an opportunity to extend this 8-point lead.
A lot of bodies on the ground. We end up with a foul in favor of TSS. Going to be the old ice hockey rotation here for Gregory Terrace as well. Oh, not quite. 4 on, 4 off. But bringing back on Phoenix Trago and Paul Papakostas after having a bit of a breather there at the 3/4 time break. He's going to need to wipe up the floor, but a good change here for Terrace. Hopefully we'll be able to see, you know, Paps has been doing a really great job down both ends of the floor as well. So hopefully we can see his defensive intensity step up and get in front of Ben Tweedy and try and get some stops defensively. Three ball is up and off to the right there for Indy Cotton. Into the pocket of Jacob Shaw. Hands off to Trago. Terrace now into the corner. Papakostas hits a big triple.
I said earlier you want to make him beat you from the 3-point line. Able to step up, sign of a good player, still able to take that with confidence, knock it down, reduce this lead to just 5 with 8 minutes left.
Hopefully it's the start of the Gregory Terrace comeback as TSS look to go inside now. Karathalopoulos couldn't make that one convert. They're going to go again. A lot of contact up high, and they've got the foul. Papakostas not overly happy with it. We'll have a look at it again. We see that first shot go nowhere. Huge rebound. A lot of contact on that initial rebound before Papakostas eventually gets called for the foul. Can definitely see why he's a little bit upset. His own teammate got wiped out in the rebounding situation, and then Paps picks up the foul.
Yeah, probably a bit unlucky there with Jacob Shaw on the defensive rebound, but still TSS able to stick with it, and Indy Cotton knocks down the first. Critical free throws here for TSS.
Unable to convert on the second free throw, though. Hunter Trago driving down the center of the floor, puts that one into the bottom of the net, closes the gap down to 4. Gregory Terrace are coming back at him.
Yeah, can't let him get to his left hand. Once he gets to his left hand, he's really strong, able to either get to the rim, find a teammate, or able to get to his jump shot there, as we see in a great pass there from TSS. Can't get it to go, and Terrace looking to push in transition.
Oh, nice move from Laffin, and that goes down for 2. Gregory Terrace are back in it. Huge possession here for Gregory Terrace. Let's have a look at it again. We see the bucket made there, and straight away, just an unfortunate error there for Tweedy. Just couldn't quite get his hands on the ball and has turned it over. They trail by 2.
He's allowed to have that mistake after 42 points, I think.
Yeah, look, it seems it's fair enough. 44 now, I think, after the bucket he made in this quarter. Papakostas with the offensive rebound, goes to work underneath, contact in it. Going to be 2 free throws now for Gregory Terrace to potentially get it back locked at 80. And then a flop warning here as well for Gregory Terrace up high. I didn't actually see what happened.
Trago for the fall after the 3-point attempt. Great adjustment there from Paul Papakostas. Jackson McCabe's really caused him issues with his length defensively, but different to the most of the rest of the game, where Papakostas has gone straight up and McKay's been able to absorb that contact, goes to 2 feet, gets him up in the air with a bit of a pump fake and a step through, and able to get his way to the free throw line and make 1 out of 2. So great adjustment there from Papakostas.
Yeah, 1-point ball game. Gregory Terrace playing a much better fourth quarter so far to get themselves back into the mix here. See TSS go straight to work though. Indy Cotton putting one down nicely underneath.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Very crafty off the pick and roll. Able to get his way through and that step through and extended right-hand layup.
Pass to no one there from Trago. Coast-to-coast drive with the and one possession. Jalen Pittman doing work for TSS. That was a nice drive and a great finish.
Again, for Terrace, it seems like every time they get their way back in the game, they just allow some easy opportunities for TSS. We saw that drive from Indy Cotton with a layup, an open layup in the keyway, and then Jalen Pittman answers with another transition bucket and an M1. So if I'm Terrace, make him beat me from the 3-point line, because right now everything's too easy at the rim.
Papakostas hands it back out to Laffin. Laffin takes contact underneath and hits the deck. It'll be the 3rd team foul for TSS, so not anything too concerning just at the moment. We've still got plenty of time left in this fourth quarter though. It'll be Gregory Terrace ball on the baseline. Quick steal here from TSS, and Jalen Pittman goes coast to coast, puts one down for 2. And just like that, TSS have extended their lead back up to 8.
Yeah, Jalen Pittman says you're going to take away Ben Tweedy. No worries, as we see Papakostas answer back with a 3. But Jalen Pittman, Terrace doing a good job on Ben Tweedy at the moment, and Pittman takes over for TSS. A luxury for Coach Anthony Petrie to have that sort of talent where you can sort of have someone take over when someone else is taken away. Yeah,
only 2 points for Tweedy so far in this fourth quarter. So Gregory Terrace doing a much better job on him. But TSS doing an even better job of just opening up other players like Indy Cotton underneath for that little pass instead. Hunter Trago too strong into the backboard on that one. Jalen Pittman coming down with the defensive boards. Finds the open pass, and what a finish underneath. Indy Cotton adds 2 more. 9-point advantage now for TSS. Gregory Terrace just can't keep themselves in. They fight so hard to get back into it, but then just continue losing that advantage.
Yeah, transition D and attacks on the basket. Everything's at the rim for TSS as we see another turnover here.
Pittman with the finger roll finish. That was nice from him. 82-93, 11 points now. That is 10 unanswered points in a row from TSS. And, like you said, Braden, it's all about that transition defense game at the moment. We're just not seeing it from Gregory Terrace. And, they've done a good job of stopping Tweedy from continuing on his dominating scoring streaks. But I think, it's a little bit too much for Terrace when they've got such a deep side to this Southport School squad. You throw everything you've got at stopping Ben Tweedy from going on streaks, but then you're opening up Jalen Pittman, you're opening up Indy Cotton, you're opening up Jackson McCabe. You've got all these other players you can just step up to, get into position, get that handoff pass, and it's just proving a little bit too much at the moment.
Yeah, being tough on Terrace's transition defense and inability to guard the paint, but on the other end, TSS doing a great job defensively as well, able to force some rush shots, able to force some turnovers, which then turn into transition opportunities. And once you get the likes of Jalen Pittman downhill, he's just at another level as far as finishing. And we see Indy Cotton as well, showing that talent that I spoke about earlier, one of the best guards in the country for his age group. So if I'm Terrace out of this timeout, really need to execute. Make sure we get good shots so we can set our defense. Make sure we don't turn the ball over. Try and execute so we can set up our defense down the other end.
Well, 82-93 after that timeout from Gregory Terrace as Phoenix Trago dances into the keyway but can't get that one to fall. So TSS come down with it. Look to continue their 10-0 scoring streak. Tweedy, that one's off to the left, rebounded by Gregory Terrace. Ball up the floor quickly. Papakostas is wide open but just lost it. Hunter Trago just unable to get in position there underneath. Had his back to McCabe as he went up. So picks up the foul, sending Jackson McCabe to the line for a couple of freebies.
Yeah, that one's a bit unfortunate for Terrace. I think their transition defense on the previous possession was much better. Able to close off the paint for Pittman, force that contested three from Tweedy. Created an offensive opportunity for them, and Paul Papakostas just unlucky with the catch on the ball, just unable to grasp it, and it turns into a transition opportunity then for TSS, but much better transition defense there for Terrace.
So 2 from 2 from the free throw line there from Jackson McCabe. Takes the lead up to 13 now for TSS. Terrace unable to convert down their end of the floor.
Great find there from Pittman. Indy Cotton again. Great movement off the ball. Jalen Pittman pushed it in transition. As we see, Laffin misses that layup, and Paul Papakostas with the offensive rebound. Game still within reach for Terrace.
Three ball is up from TSS, unable to land it, but McCabe comes down with the offensive rebound. Gets it back to Pittman. He's got Trago on him, dances his way into the key, and one possession for Jalen Pittman. It has become a staple of his game, that nice finger roll, and the and one possession as well. He'll go to the line for another one.
Yeah, just a really strong guard to go with his athleticism and craftiness with the ball. Great finish there. I think Terrace, again, need to do a better job of shutting off those lanes, putting their body in front. And right now, you've got Hunter Trago on the bench as well. I think, he's got, 3 or 4 fouls. Regardless of what fouls he's on, you need to get him out there, because there's no point, losing this game and him finishing the game with 4 fouls. You need to run him out, try and see if you can get back in this game if you're Terrace. Great drive there from Papakostas, using his speed against McCabe. He calls for the hook, but another finish there from Papakostas.
Yeah, 14 points the deficit. Still possible at the moment for Terrace. We saw TSS go on a 10-0 run. Can Terrace do the same thing? They're going to have to stop Tweedy if they can. They managed to get the stop. Ball rattles around, eventually ends out of bounds, but it's going to be a TSS possession.
Been really impressed with Logan Ciolo. Takes the challenge there defensively against Ben Tweedy. Only a young fella too, I think bottom age 18's doing a great job defensively, as well as making some big shots this game offensively for Terrace.
Very short jumper there from Jack Foley.
Yeah, that shot never looked likely. There, Reese.
That was a Regan Baker shot. That's what that was. Tweedy lands one off the glass. His first points in about 6 minutes in this quarter. So Gregory Terrace has done a pretty good job of stopping him going on any kind of insane streak in the fourth. So we see Terrace now just wanting to mitigate a little bit of damage and try and get a couple of points. That one was no good though. We see Tweedy streaking through. He's found his form again here late in the second, adding another 2 to the tally.
Yeah, way too easy there for Tweedy. How many is that, Reeves, for the game? I think.
Look, I don't,
40,
the line is too long.
But I think Terrace will look back at this game, and Coach Matt Hamilton-Smith will look
48.
back at this game and look at their inability to guard in transition defense. I think that's going to be the key going forward. Really let them down in this one against TSS.
I think we need to change the scoring system in, you know how you like do the 4 and then you like bundle into lots of 5? You need something bigger than 5, because that's too many lots of 5 that I then have to count. Pittman adds 2 more to the total as well. TSS just continuing to dominate here in this last quarter. Terrace had a really good run to get down by 1, but it's now up to 20 for TSS. Trying to mitigate a little bit of damage. That was a nice shot there from Trago.
Yeah, really good shot. Unfortunately, damage is done at the moment. 18 points down with 2 minutes left. Ben Tweedy just slowing things down. Again, way too easy, able to get his way to the paint, absorb contact and finish at the basket. I don't think they've had to hit a 3-point basket in this second half. As you see Shaw with the foul and the bucket. And a technical foul here for Jackson McCabe, I think, from TSS. But everything way too easy for Southport School offensively. As I mentioned, I don't think they've hit a 3-point basket this half. Reeks, can you remember one? I think everything's been at the rim and at the free throw line for
yeah, I can't remember. I don't think there has been, to be completely honest with you. That was a little bit earlier, but I don't think I've seen one in this fourth quarter. So, yeah, they've done a really good job of just getting into the paint.
Yeah, I remember Tweedy and Foley hitting a couple in that first half, but in this second half, I can't remember one perimeter shot being hit from TSS. Everything's been inside the keyway.
Well, Shaw goes 2 from 2, closing the gap to 16. To see Ben Tweedy just again going to work underneath, adding even more.
Cut, copy, paste, same comment as before. 110 points in a game. It's just way too many if you're Terrace. 92 points, that's a winning score in this competition. Unfortunately, their defense has let them down today.
Yeah, it's been a hard slog here for Terrace, but this is a well-disciplined, highly talented TSS team as we see them just continue to go to work underneath. And, you know, obviously having the likes of Ben Tweedy helps, but you've got so many dominant players backing him up. You know, he may have put 50 points on the board, but he's got a lot of big talent behind him. But speaking of big talent, how about that man there, Phoenix Trago, another 3. They're going to go down fighting, but Ben Tweedy doesn't want to be outdone. If you're going to hit one, he's going to hit one too.
Is that 54 now for Tweedy?
Mate, I need to get you to start doing the math, or someone needs to bring me a calculator.
I'm a journalist, mate. I can't do math.
Got too many bundles of sticks to count. Tweedy was definitely feeling the heat check, but that one's hit nothing but air on the way through. 97, 116. That is a massive margin here in this match. Have we seen 116 points scored in an NBL 1 North game this year?
I have. I've seen Logan do it, the men's team do it a couple of times. As you see, I think Phoenix Trago gone down with a little bit of an injury, hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, referee just going to stop it just to help him up. It might have just been was a cork in the upper thigh maybe? We'll just have a look at it again here, see if we can see. Oh, yeah, got him right in the good bits. It's a bit of a rough time, unfortunately. Thanks, man. So Trago just going to take a little bit of a breather there. We're going to have a substitution for Terrace. Checking in, Denver Lowley coming back onto the floor. Haven't seen a lot of him in this game, but the minute that we did see of him, put on a good little bit of a performance, did a really good job defensively.
Lafferty with another 3-2. He's had a great outing today, probably been Terrace's best, I think, on both ends of the floor, as we see TSS running this game out now with 118 to 100-point victory. 18-point win there for TSS. Great performance from them today. Their ability, you know, with, as I said before the game, with their guard-heavy lineup, just have multiple weapons that can just keep going at you. You know, you normally see in transition, you can sort of slow one or two players down, but they got sort of 3 or 4 guards who can really push it and cause damage in transition defense, and that's where the problem area was for Terrace today. Their transition defense especially just wasn't good enough to be able to limit a side like TSS today.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, they did a really good job, you know, holding TSS at bay for those first 3 quarters and did a really great job to fight back within 1 point in the last. But at the end of the day, it was just a little bit too much from TSS, doing a really great job across the floor. You know, Ben Tweedy ending on, I think it was 56. Please don't quote me on it. I'm obviously trying to count manually while commentate and score on the graphics and everything. But, you know, either way, a very, very dominant performance. Backed up by some pretty big performances from Jalen Pittman as well. He got 22. Indy Cotton got 18. Jackson McCabe got 12. So some pretty great performances all around there. And for Terrace, I think the one good thing they can take away from this game is they have got such a deep side as well, doing a really great job of scoring points across the board. You know, looking at the likes of Hunter Trago, he had 17. Logan Ciolo had 11. Corey Laffin had 21. Phoenix Trago had 17. And Paul Papakostas had 18. So some really good performances around the board, doing a really good job of sharing the responsibility and sharing the scoring.
Yeah, I think there's still plenty of positives to take out of it for Terrace. And you look at last year's competition, you know, there was 3 winners, so they're not out of it with a loss today. But I think they showed signs during the game they could keep up with a team like TSS. I think their change in the second quarter when they went to a bit of extended pressure and lifted the activity up defensively, they got right back in the game. Then even in the third quarter, I thought they were really good. I think it's one area that cost them, and it's transition defense. TSS probably got, I think, 40 or 50 points out of transition, I reckon. So if they can address that area, they can keep up with any team. But, you know, if you're given easy points in transition, it's going to be pretty hard any day of the week. So one particular area to address for Terrace, but I think they've still got plenty of talent and plenty of you know, positive signs out of today that can carry forward to the rest of the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. A great performance from both squads, and a little bit to go and look at from Gregory Terrace, but got a couple of weekends away. We'll be back on the 19th of August with another match here at the Campbell Centre. Huge thank you to my team for bringing this live broadcast. Of course, Clutch TV as well being the platform. Braden Hesselhurst, Regan Baker here from the stream team. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks.